An investigation is underway into the death of an Oklahoma teen after a fight at school. Next, Benedict identified as non-binary and used they/them pronouns. Now their death is galvanizing the LGBTQ community amid concerns they were bullied for their gender identity. ABC's Brad Milkey, host of the Start Here podcast, joins me now for more on this. Brad, police say an autopsy shows physical trauma was not the reason for Benedict's death. So what's the latest on the investigation and answers on what happened?
Yeah, let's talk about what we know, because it's actually not a ton from authorities at this point. So we know that on February 7th, there was a fight in the girls' bathroom at Owasso High School in Oklahoma. We know that according to police, everyone there was examined by nurses, and then only one person was told, you need to seek medical attention right now. That person was Next Benedict. Next Benedict went to the hospital. The next day suffered what police are calling a medical emergency and died on February 8th. But like you said, according to an autopsy, they say that trauma was not necessarily the cause here, but we don't know what was the cause because toxicology reports are still out. They haven't shed more light on exactly what they think the cause of death was. And the family says, we still haven't seen video that shows Nex or any of these people were able to leave this girl's bathroom unassisted. So we don't know the extent of the injuries coming out of this fight.
Activist groups are now looking into this. What are some of the biggest concerns here?
Well, so I spoke to the leader of Freedom Oklahoma, which is an LGBTQ advocacy group there in Oklahoma City, and they said that immediately when they heard about this, they reached out to their contacts near Owasso High School, and they said what's unfortunate here is we already had a lot of contacts around Owasso High School because this has been such a hotly contested issue in that area in the past. They've had reports of bullying. They've had reports of even teachers being harassed for supporting LGBTQ or for being LGBTQ themselves. And they say that all of this sort of culture of not accepting people has led to a lot of discrimination, a lot of hatred. And Nex's family says that they were being bullied leading into all this. So again, the cause not exactly clear, but a lot of people, including Freedom Oklahoma, say when this is the message you're sending as a state, as a community, what do you think is going to happen?
This also comes after the Oklahoma governor, Kevin Stitt, signed an executive order that he called a Women's Bill of Rights. He says it protects women-only spaces. Other states have also adopted similar measures. So what does that mean for trans or non-binary people, and how is that factoring into this conversation?
Yeah, so this was an executive order that he called a Women's Bill of Rights, and he said it was to protect women's spaces, right? But to do that, he said there needs to be a very narrow definition of what a woman is, and that needs to be exclusively assigned to what you're assigned at birth. Never mind, remember, that there are millions of Americans that are actually that are intersex, which that is a scientific thing where your chromosomal stuff might not exactly correspond to only one sex or only the other sex. So that's the sex identifier right there. Then there's also, of course, the gender issue that we confront in this country more and more here as people identify as transgender or agender or non-binary, where they don't necessarily identify just as one or the other. And so in this rule, it basically says, you know, unless it says women, unless it says woman, female on your birth certificate, you're not allowed to use women's bathrooms, you're not allowed to use women's locker rooms. And again, that leads to this culture where there are, you know, people sometimes feel emboldened to say, hey, you shouldn't be here, even if that's how you identify. And that's what activists say is so concerning here.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.